Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and today I'm going to be doing a psychic reading on Amanda Bynes. This has been a reading that a lot of you out there have asked for me to do. If you don't know, who she is. She was a very popular actress in her early years in the industry, and now she has taken an indefinite hiatus from acting and is. Rumor has it she is engaged to this guy named Paul, and she's been sober, according to what's out there. We already know. I'm going to give you the realty of what I see and what spirit is given to me. When I tune into Amanda, I don't feel like she is even remotely the same as she was when she was in acting. Her whole demeanor, her mindset, her mind is totally different. I do see the number 7 very strongly when I'm doing this reading. This is a vision, and I see it almost in her third eye. I don't know if a lot of you can see that. So there's something coming up this year in particular during the month of July for her. This is going to be like a very trying month, a very difficult month for her. I feel like she is in a state of kind of like delusions. And what I mean by that, very respectfully, is I feel like she is seeing things or wanting things that are not good for her, even though she has denied herself. I do feel like the industry has turned their backs sort of on her. It wasn't so much that she decided to take a hiatus, and I do feel it's because of her past self-destructive tendencies, which is alcoholism and whatever else she was doing. She says that she is sober, but spirit doesn't show me that. I see like there is a relapse, and there is still a part of her that is going to go back into that. A lot of people want to know, like, is she ever going to be going back to acting again? It would require, I would say yes at some point, if she gets the help that she needs and gets like a publicist and a manager that can reinvent her image, because the image that she is projecting and has projected for the last couple of years is a very self-destructive, and people don't want to work with an image like that. It's not that she did it intentionally per se, but I do feel like she's gone through some psychological issues. There was a lot, what I kept picking up on when I am doing these readings and I look at a person's photograph, I picked up that there was a lot of pressure in her early years as an actress, career-wise, to maintain a perfect pitch body, shape, to look a certain way, act a certain way. And I feel like that was not true to who she was as a person. And so I know that it's been spoken that she may be bipolar, but I actually feel like she does suffer from multiple personality disorders. And I'm not a doctor, I'm not diagnosing, but that's what I see. Like, I see there's different versions of her that can emerge. There's something about lying as well and not telling the truth. I feel like she is someone that can definitely change that up. Wherever she's at, kind of use it to her advantage. She still has the old Amanda is somewhere in there, the sweet, innocent Amanda. But this is an Amanda that kind of has a lot more, I feel like, anger towards and disappointment towards the world and other people. She doesn't necessarily see herself ever wanting to go back into the industry. But again, I feel like she would be open to it in the future. But right now, she's in a process of trying to heal, but I feel like there's just too much negativity. She is aligning herself with people that are not good for her, even though she thinks that maybe they accept her for her uniqueness now, for her kind of wanting to pursue fashion and that kind of stuff that she went to school for. But I just see a lot of disappointment in her mind. Like, she's very disappointed about things not turning out the way that she had envisioned. She feels like certain people owe her money or owe her something. And I do feel like in reality that she may be right about that. I do feel like some people did contribute to her downward spiral. Hollywood even though I'm not in Hollywood, I have friends in Hollywood who are actresses, who are people that have been on TV, etc. And the stories that I can tell you are very true. What Spirit shows me is that it's a dog eat dog world. And people listening to this will probably say, "Well, that's anywhere in any job, in any place you go. You always have someone that's selfish or ego in their ego and wants to like do anything in their possibility to be you know." To rise up above someone else in looking after themselves. But I really do feel like she was not surrounded by the best people, and there was a lot of competition and people that wanted to tarnish her name and ran with stories and lies, a lot of rumors and stuff. So I kind of understand where Amanda's coming from, and I feel for her. But at a certain point, you have to stop being a victim and you have to rise up against it and prove them wrong. And I feel like she's self-defeated, and that's not her life path. When I tune into people's life path, I don't see her life path being aligned in fashion, in even though that may be an extension of her personality and who she was, who she is as a person. I don't feel like that's going to bring her true happiness. Like, acting was part of her alignment. To be in the entertainment industry is part of her alignment with her soul path and her career. I do also get that, music is very healing for her, and maybe she will do something like songwriting or doing something like that, writing poems, things like of that nature. In some way, what we're seeing now is someone that's like trying to be a rebel, and is very different. I do feel like she's very apologetic at times, but she is also, there's this feeling like she doesn't want to go back into a certain regimen or a certain structured environment. And again, I see issues with depression, issues with substances, and I do feel like if she's not careful, there could be eventually her kind of like ODing, and I hate to say that, but I see that. So there needs to be very much careful. She needs to be careful when it comes to her health, because again, I feel like mental health is a very serious issue. It doesn't mean that it makes you less of a person, but a lot of people out here are suffering from mental illness, and I feel like it's something that she has maybe received treatment for, but it's still always on the background, and it can always play forward. I also feel like she's struggling with body image, loving herself completely. So there's self-love issues when it comes to her fiance, Paul, the guy that supposedly she's engaged with or whoever. I feel like that's not a good match for her. I feel like they are like oil and water. Eventually they're going to dissipate. That relationship is going to be very self-destructive. I also feel like she may want or has contemplated children. She is in her 30s, so she is not getting any younger, and I feel like, again, that would kind of like derail and detract her from her ultimate life path, which is to go back into acting. And so I feel like there's some friends or people that are still in the industry that may be authentic and reaching out to her, but she pulls away from them, and she doesn't want to be felt sorry for in many ways, because again, she is who she is, and unapologetically so. But I also feel like there is this level of greed that she has seen. People being very greedy. Again, going back to what I said about people owing money to her. She was so much like, I feel like they did so much to her that she is angry. And Spirit keeps talking about treachery. Like, there were people who were very much backstabbers. These would be females. You know how some women can be in the industry. They are all about themselves. And again, this made her feel kind of like the industry was not for her. But again, you have to stand up to your bullies. So I don't permanently foresee Amanda staying in this situation that she's in now. She can get out of it, and she can, have millions of dollars again and be in films once again. But it's going to require her hard work to go back to what she left and pick up where she left, because I feel like for her to go back, she would need more therapy and more healing. The image that we see now of her is very different, and who she is now is a very different person. And some people will say that she did grow up, and she's no longer the young girl in her 20s that was a little naive, but she was a darn good actress, and she is a good actress still, I feel. But again, it's just a matter of aligning herself with the right people, cutting out the toxic, and making some good decisions for herself in the future. So I see her, eventually grasping and fully recovering from this, but it will always be a struggle when it comes to substances, when it comes to alcohol, things of that nature. For her, there's always going to be a substance and an internal struggle. And so again, I feel like she is changing, and we'll see another aspect of Amanda in the near future. She has aspirations when it comes to her career, in fashion and things like that. But again, I feel like she's being pulled entirely into a different, uh, you know, area, which is back to her roots, acting. So this was my reading on Amanda. It wasn't super long. This is just what I have to say from Spirit. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment in the comment section below of anybody else that you want me to do a reading on. Blessings and love and light. Have an amazing day or night wherever you are in the world. Until next time, bye.